This week in our series, Friends for a Better World, On the Red Dot travels to two countries, China and Malaysia, where we'll be bringing you stories of young Singaporeans making a social impact there and at the same time building a network of good. Our first stop is right here in Singapore. Famous social worker Mother Teresa once said that love begins at home. 17-year-old Claire found that to be true when she was given the opportunity to realize her dreams.
I saw everyone staring at me. I felt very awkward. You know, I'm really not good at public speaking. And it's through this negativity that make the positives so much more valuable. You know, I got over it. And once I started talking about my project, I got the hang of it. I think this is the best I've ever done, where my heart doesn't go boom, boom, boom.
13 years ago, Claire would have never thought this was possible.
I will see a split vision. It's either that or triple vision. Your face will be distorted. So one side will be normal, the other side can go up, down, up, down. It's really unpredictable. And then sometimes it can overlap each other until I can't see. I was diagnosed with retinitis pigmentosa when I was 4. You will eventually go blind, there's no cure for it. Through primary school, I was also bullied. You know, people will make fun of me. And I mean, you can say it, but don't let me hear it. I cried every night in my sleep.
In 2013, things began to look brighter when Claire, who was 14 then, was posted to Ahmad Ibrahim Secondary School.
When I was at 1, I found my goal in life. I started to pursue what I like. There's this time when I was walking on the roads. Suddenly, I had triple vision. I had no help, but I didn't know which road to choose. I just closed my eyes and I ran. Horns were blaring. I didn't know where I was going. I could have died any second. But after that, it just made me feel so relieved that I survived and much more determined to cherish everything I have. And that's why I gave myself so much targets to follow and so many ambitions.
It was during this momentous time in Claire's life when she met Alecia Neo. The visual artist had come to school to run an 8-day workshop called Unseen, Constellations.
Unseen is a series of art projects, and it is primarily research and art making at the same time, so artistic research. And this project, Constellations, is one of the projects that we've done. It's both experimental and involves play as well.
Alecia and several volunteers worked with 7 students living with visual impairment.
I remembered learning how to use a camera and doing interviews, shooting videos. And then we were writing reflections. I remember really vividly was the shooting of short film. That was one of the first times I actually used equipment, camera equipment, sound equipment, and the first time I was mic'd up. I felt the thrill immediately and I really, really liked it. They have always guided me through my thoughts, refined what I've learned.
So originally I thought that you were one of the volunteers.
And I want to explore.
Yeah, because
That's nice.
Yeah, because she was very very outspoken, very, very confident also, and then clearly always taking lead during the workshop itself. You know, and
No,
I think
I was just scolding everybody.
Claire and Alecia kept in touch, even after the workshop, meeting her up to 3 times a month.
We, basically sweated out during productions, and there were a lot of grueling times as well, pushing each other.
I've always had many ideas, but definitely without Unseen, I wouldn't have finally recorded my own song. I wouldn't have filmed professionally or starred in my own films. I wouldn't have directed it. I think that concludes my sharing, so thank you.
The arts has had the power to make a positive impact in the lives of these Singaporean students. And now Alecia, with the support of the Singapore Internationale Foundation's Arts for Good initiative, is looking to spread the good beyond Singapore's borders.
So right now we are in the midst of preparing for a new project in KL. So that's actually quite exciting. The project in KL is called the Shift Lab. So we're going to be working with Dialogue in the Dark in KL. And Dialogue in the Dark is a social enterprise run by persons who are blind or visually impaired. And we're going to be working with some of their members.
For over 5 months, Alecia has been planning this workshop for visually impaired youths in Malaysia. Stevens is visually impaired himself and is a co-founder of Dialogue in the Dark Malaysia. A believer in Alecia's work, he encouraged his staff to take part in the 6-day workshop.
I jumped, and agreed to be a part of this. It's so appropriate that the project itself is called Unseen, because there's so much of unseen potential in them.
The main focus of the workshop, which is this idea of a shift, creating a shift in our perceptions, because the project that we're doing here is called Shift Lab.
15 visually impaired youths got the chance to experiment with different art forms, including photography, music, and role-playing.
Okay, so first thing, we separate in the 3 groups. One group is a musician, one group is the photography, and one group is theatre.
Who like go to school?
They learn about how to connecting my life and transfer to the image and how to make it a one photography like that. First thing, I capture my past story since young. So I capture my sad story and then became a happy story.
Object in my room like a chair or
Take a picture of a balloon, and then the bottle, and then the box, and the white cane. And then combine all this and produce one music.
So I duduk dekat depan material and then I touch something material lah.
Whether or not we're introducing photography or theatre sound, the motive is not to really push for them to make this a professional craft, but it's more about, inspiring creativity and imagination to rethink our current situation.
The workshop also involved collaborations with 3 Malaysian artists, 20 volunteers, and staff of Dialogue in the Dark.
I'm beginning to see a lot of them that I've not seen. Some of them have been with us for about 2 years. But over these 5 days, I'm seeing them expressing in a way I've not seen before. But that's what arts is all about anyway. It's all about the freedom, the space to express themselves.
Before the workshop, I quite afraid to talk in the public.
Microwave turn on. What you want to cook?
And then I think that after workshop, maybe I quite confident.
Well, tomorrow is the last day, and actually there's one thing that the artists all maintain very strongly, which is we are not looking for an outcome. From everyone is this sense of freedom. The art is really in this dialogue and in recognizing our individual subjectivities. It's evoking new perceptions, and how do we bring this recognition into the future?
8 years ago, 3 teenagers sat in a space much like this one in Ngee Ann Polytechnic to discuss an idea. Never did they expect that idea to become a powerful force for social change and meaningful friendships.
In 2008, after a humanitarian trip to a rural village in Yunnan, China. So I was there for like a community involvement project, and I saw a lot of children walking to schools without school shoes. After I came back from this humanitarian trip, I shared this experience with Singing and John, and I told them that I wanted to do something about it. So it was a very simple idea, is to provide a soul for every soul. We wanted to give these children easier access to education, because some of these kids, they walk up to 15 kilometers to school, 4 to 5 hours walk on mountainous terrains, and it's so painful, the journey to get educated. We don't want it to be that way.
And then the aha moment was like when we went to design flip-flops and slippers. Yeah, so we just started from there.
We all sold out our first batch of flip-flops. We were able to help our first school of children in Yunnan, Linchang.
A year after the first shoe drop, the Soule team brought their idea of a soul for every soul to the Singapore Internationale Foundation's inaugural Young Social Entrepreneurs Program. There they won a cash prize of 3,000 Singapore dollars or over $2,100, which funded Soule's business development.
Central message and lesson I learned from the YSE experience is to build bridges and always build friendships. Because for us, it's the first time we met people from diverse cultures. I mean, it came from all around the world, and hear from them their ideas, and it was very inspiring.
Whenever we go there, we always do a workshop. It's called Our Dreams. As we hear them share their dreams, we want them to remember what they are working towards and the importance of education.
One of the most touching moments for me was, there was this particular girl, I think she was 7 years old, and her dream was, I want to have a pencil sharpener. She wants to have a sharpener so that she can sharpen her pencil to do her homework. That left me like, you need to do a very big thing, but like small little things like this can make a difference. So currently we already help 4 schools in the area. So it started from 1, but we expanded, and to date we have given about 1,877 pairs of school shoes.
The local media publicized their work. Their story caught the attention of Ms. Ping Hua Mao, the CEO of a clothing manufacturing company called Shanghai Huaxiang.
In 2014, we got to know Ms. Mao, the founder of Shanghai Huaxiang, and they set up a foundation to improve the lives of the factory workers and the community around the factories. But they had a lot of money, but they didn't know how to use it effectively. So basically, we were hired as their consultants also to charter the cost of their foundation.
Soule's next stop would take them over 3,800 kilometers north of Singapore to Shanghai, China. Their work with Ms. Mao led them to start a new corporate social responsibility, or CSR division.
因为他们的故事我也有听到过，他们17、18岁就开始在学校创业，他们创业以后的钱有捐助到中国那些云南那边的学校。我觉得他们能这样做，我觉得我就更应该要去做。
Ms. Mao learned to give back while running a clothing manufacturing business that she started 30 years ago.
非常难，就那个时候没有意识，然后对于 compliance 啊，那些人权啊，那些还有品质啊，那些那个过程的跟进啊，很难。所以那个时候我就觉得，我知道我还离那个很远，然后不懂我就问。一个是问客人，客人也会帮助你；还一个是问朋友，因为为什么那个时候就感觉到人家帮助你一把是非常珍贵。只要我懂的，我可以帮你；只要我也可以来帮你，因为我是那样过来的。那么还有一个呢，也就是我在09年的时候，我回到我的家乡，然后我就在散步之后，我就感觉那个天黑黑的，那个路上没有路灯。那个时候我就花几十万块钱帮他们做了以后，那个路灯装好了以后就很开心。
Ms. Mao has been collaborating with Soule for 2 years now. Together, they've improved the lives of over 33 company employees since 2014 through a welfare fund that the Soule team helped to improve.
因为你去帮人也是需要有经验的，你光钱拿出去可能用的不好是会有问题的。因为他们做的这个东西，其实有很多的企业它需要去帮助别人，需要有这方面的经验。我们就是他们这样子的做法，我就想到我创业的时候这样子，我也需要有人来帮我啊。
Don't just drop money, don't just drop things that you think the people need, but really spend time with them, get to know them as individuals, and then build friendship. I think our community work has to start from that, a foundation of friendship.
Years ago, 3 Singaporean teenagers began a journey of giving. Their latest endeavor brought them to China, where they met Miss Ping Hua Mao. She runs a clothing manufacturing company in Shanghai.
有很多的事情叫他们帮忙，他们也是很乐意啊，确实是很好。我觉得他们真的是很好，我觉得这个社会更需要他们这样子的人。
Miss Mao, she also has a vision to help the people in the community, and I think we both recognize that giving is a challenge.
Soule was hired to improve corporate social responsibility, or CSR initiatives that were already in place at the company's 3 factories located across Asia.
The foundation has been around for a while, but maybe in terms of documentation, they are not very strong in. So to be able to help them to present these results and document it properly, the clients are more happy to know that, hey, this factory I'm working with actually takes good care of their workers.
They've helped more than 142 employees through the Huaxiang Love Foundation Fund since 2007. One of them is equipment maintenance manager Sing Chai.
我老婆她是14年在老家，就是说她是肚子疼，然后上医院去查，然后我就带我老婆到上海那个瑞金医院去查了那个查血，然后出来以后说的白血病，然后白血病我想，然后当时出现这个问题，因为我很紧张，因为那个也不知道怎么办了，然后我没办法，然后考虑到这边医疗那个太高了，医疗费用太高了。
Sing Chai would make phone calls from his work dormitory to his sick wife and 1-year-old toddler every night. They lived in a rural province 600 kilometers away from Shanghai. There was little that Sing Chai could do except send most of his salary every month to his wife for a treatment, leaving him with a bare minimum to survive.
他每个疗程就30万，他做了，现在目前为止做了8个疗程了，经济上面怎么讲还欠账嘛，本身自己还欠账，当时真的没办法了，他这种病，然后亲戚朋友啊，就是往公司里面也请求帮助一下。一开始这个我也不知道，然后我们这边那个行政嘛跟我讲，他说你这个可以申请那个爱心基金帮助，帮我大概有3次了。没有这个帮助的话，就是说我老婆进医院的话，她就是化疗嘛，就是说钱不够，就很麻烦。
Currently, the foundation is in a position where it responds to problems that are brought up to them. So, moving forward in the coming year, what we're working is to have a more proactive role in the community, to go out and identify needs instead of waiting for needs to be brought up.
他们现在还用这个自己的经验去帮助更多的企业去做这个事情。我就觉得很多企业不是他不愿意，有可能有的也是忙，有可能有的也是缺乏这方面的经验。我就觉得会更需要这样子的，更多一点这样子的年轻人出来。
In the 8 years since Soule's inception, the team has grown an idea that they had in Polytechnic into a multifaceted business with a social mission, thanks to fruitful friendships that they've formed in 3 countries. The company's product line has expanded to include sunglasses and notebooks, and they've sold over 3,200 items altogether and donated 2,027 schooling supplies. This year, the team has decided to bring their annual Soule drops in China back home. It's been raining really heavily this afternoon, but judging by the sound of the voices of the kids, they're all gathered over there. They're so excited. You see, they're all gathered for an event that's taking place at this very void deck. Today, the Soule team is carrying out a Soule job in collaboration with Beyond Social Services. They're here to teach these kids about the importance of a good education.
I got good news for you. You know what's the good news? The good news is everybody here today, you all will go home with a new school bag.
I think the central message to the children here is that don't give up on education. Some of the children, they were telling me that, oh, today they didn't go to school. Then I started asking them, hey, why didn't you go to school? So I could identify with them because that was my struggle too when I was young. You know, I skipped school, I pretend school.
I skipped school until my teacher found out that I was running away from school. They caught me and they suspended me from school for 2 weeks.
I learned to treasure my time and not to take things for granted. That was what I'm trying to bring out to the children. At the start, it was raining. At first, we were like thinking, oh my gosh, will this affect the mood? But overall, it was very good.
Welcome, Cheryl. Say hello, Cheryl.
We gave out 70 school bags. We had 4 volunteers coming to help us. So in the past 2 months, we have already given 150 school bags.
I think today they did not only bring home a school bag, but they brought home friendship, new friendship that is forged not only with the volunteers, but among the kids themselves.
Every time I give, I think I learn something different. It's not something that I'll get tired of doing, but it's something that the more you do, the more you want to give more.